just the way you can chuck this bike around, pop it, play with it straight away. It's just such a joy. Never even taken that line. It's that kind of bike though. Just a license to take the sickest lines and just laugh all the way down them.
My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional mountain bike and kit reviewer for nearly 25 years. And today, the bike I'm live ride reviewing is the latest Santa Cruz Nomad.
There are massive changes to this new Nomad. Still 27.5, still 170mm travel. It's a little bit slacker, 64-degree head angle, steeper, 77.9 in the seat tube. And the seat tube has got shorter, so, and this is 480mm reach, this large, but because the seat tubes are shorter, you can go large on reach if you want. But it's just a case of really subtle but significant changes like that all the way through that just make this such an insanely capable and playful rock all rowdiness bike. And the other kind of Nomad trademark has always been insane pedaling performance, which means there's no such thing as being overbiked, because it climbs and drives as well as, if not better on technical terrain, than a whole load of shorter travel bikes, 27.5 or 29. I mean, that super taut pedaling response does come at the expense of some pullback if you're really slapping into big chunks all day long in the Alps. But in terms of just liveliness and flow around janky trail centre lines like Sternbend, and then being able to pick up that charge so easily, accelerate the bike, is just a total gift. And it feels so well damped and planted through the back end. And this is just the air shock bike, so God only knows what the coil shock bike feels like. And you get them for the same price. Plus, if you go for coil, you get the heavier duty DD rear tyre rather than this XO Plus. So, even more capable of smashing through chaos. Oh, yes, Nomad. I mean, this is the C frame, not the CC, the more affordable bike. Same, but exactly the same mould, same geometry, same features, same lifetime warranted guarantee. And this has got the reserve carbon fibre rim wheel upgrade as well, so you've got a lifetime warranty on the hoops too when you're absolutely maxing out the battering. I mean, 170mm bikes don't normally turn me on. It's just more bike than I need for the kind of riding I generally do. But when the ability to get lines as wrong as that and just sail through them as soon as you start trusting the bike, but with this really sharp, responsive, playful and agile feel, like you're on a little 130mm pop bike, not some monster travel mega avalanche ready beast. It's just so addictive. A max grip Assegai in 27.5 wide tyre, peeling itself audibly off the tarmac, is never going to make progress super rapid on the road, you know. And this is 14.9 kilos of bike, even with a full carbon fibre frame. It's a lot of beast. But the pedalling efficiency, and more than that, just the brightness, the pedalling feel, is just fantastic. Blown away by how keen it is to gain height again, especially on technical chunky stuff. So much grip and sensitivity in that back end, and no sense, apart from the overall height of the bike, because you know the head tube's taller and 345mm bottom bracket is relatively high, but you know 170mm of travel, you've got to have some pedal clearance in there. But its ability to come up here at a decent rate while I'm chatting, sign me up to all the travels, especially when it deals with the more technical stuff so easily. It makes an absolute gift out of the I'm normally nervous of. But it doesn't turn black runs grey and dull. It just brings up the contrast and the punch on them brilliantly. And while the Mega Tower 29er is probably, almost certainly, quicker rolling and more of a steamroller just for bludgeoning descents into submission, just the ability of this smaller wheel set to just turn and wait like sections like that, it just tucks in, tidies up. When you get the line wrong, it looks after you, it doesn't punish you like a big wheel can. And then you've still got insane amounts to try. I mean, the back end is just nuts through my heels. It just feels so incredibly controlled and damped, and yet I'm still having loads of fun. It's not like it's totally killed the vibe and the joy of whipping it through tight tree lines. Just so much fun. Properly blown away by how much I'm enjoying this. And what's interesting is that I nearly always find that while I really struggle to get 29er race enduro bikes up to the kind of speeds where they can really show their paces around somewhere like Stainburn, this, it's all to play for and all playful. I mean, look at the lines just popping off the edge of stuff, trying to keep my lens clean, but it's just got these insane trophy truck vibes, just that feeling that you just want to blast, smash, flare everything. And because the power pickup is so good and it hides that weight so well, and that travel is just not an obstacle to pedaling, it's just an insane trail ripper too. It just feels super agile and responsive, even when it's greasy and I'm hitting trails I've not done in years, just because it's got that genuine nomadic explorer vibe. But the way it just rolls through those route sections, I'm having to brake just to keep the speed check where I am. But and yet, you know, turn your hips, rap, back end, super flicks through, as you'd hope for a 27 bike, but not one with so much travel. And that Assegai up front just gives insane amounts of grip. So however much things are skittering around, you can just chuck the bars all over the place and make the absolute most of whatever trail is left. Oh yes. And all those little nuances over the previous bike, you know, the changed kinematic with lower overall spring rate but higher progression on the end of the stroke, and then you've got proportional back ends, so every size has the same proportion. It's the way they've altered the lower link attachment, even though the subframes are the same. And just the webbing that's been added to the frame to just make it so clean and precise and feels so stiff. So even with all this travel, it still feels so light and agile. It doesn't feel ponderous or just brutal in any way. It's still just an absolute little play bike, which is crazy considering the amount of travel it's got. You know, that's why you pay premium for this bike. And that steeper seat angle, so you've got a better climbing position, and that shorter seat tube, so you can go for extra reach if you want, or fit a longer dropper. So even though the bike seems relatively tall statically, you can properly get it low and slam it round turns. And obviously all that travel means it's hugging the ground as it sits into that centre stroke, but there's none of the old wallow of the old VPP bikes. I mean, I'm not gonna push maximum travel on this to its limits by any stretch, but the mid-stroke just feels sensational anyway. And while the Nomad's primary mission is to have maximum possible fun, all that travel, all that control and agility can't help to make it super quick as well. And it's fast in all the places where you're normally just grabbing the brakes and shitting your pants. It's just insane. And that Santa Cruz Spend gets you a ton of really nice practical detailing as well. I mean, not just the lifetime warranty on the frame, the rims, the bearings, but even neater cable routing on this, more frame protection, whether you're loading it into your pickup or just for chain slap, proportional seat stays, so all bike sizes handle the same, neater aesthetics. I mean, I've gone through all this on the Tech Talk video, so make sure you watch through that to get a proper up close and personal look at all the tech on this bike. But hopefully just from this ride segment you'll have seen as beautifully designed, as impeccable as the suspension and everything is. It's just the ride vibe, the trophy truck craziness of this Nomad that makes it an absolute riot on the rowdiest trails. Anyway, massive thanks to Santa Cruz for lending me the Nomad for test. Like I said, I actually shied away from riding it for a while because I thought it was too much bike for me. But, you know, they had one spare, demo bikes are limited at the moment, so I jumped on it. I thought, I'll give it a go, and oh, wow. I'm going to struggle to give this back. I just want to take this to all the places I'm normally crapping myself and go crazy. So, massive thanks to them. Thanks to my Patreon subscribers for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. If you really like my edits, if you like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider joining them. And as a thank you, you'll get behind the scenes, extended and exclusive edits on those videos. Thanks for subscribing. Anyway, please click for notifications, give the video a thumbs up, and if there's anything I've forgotten about and I haven't covered in the Tech Talk, please get busy in the comments. I love chatting to you guys in the comments below. It's really what makes this channel worth carrying on with. Loads more feedback than I used to get on the magazines. And, you know, that's what makes it really, really fun. It's what keeps me keen, as well as bikes as crazy as this one. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kest TV, talking about Santa Cruz's insane trophy truck, the Nomad.